Hello, and welcome back to Bearing in Mind Beer Reviews. And we've been looking at a series of beers from Coedo Brewery in Kawagoe, Saitama, Japan. And today we're going to take a look at one more, and this will be the last, at least for a while. And this is called Coedo Beniaka. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the beer before we sample it. And first of all, about the brewery. Coedo is a family-owned brewery, and they were a farming group which was interested in agriculture, or organic agriculture, and from the 1970s. And they originally were interested in using the local barley that was being produced in their area for beer, but because they found it was hard, there was no malting possible for independent breweries. Only the big boys could do it, like Kirin and Asahi and so forth. They have their own facilities, but independent brewers, it was hard to find a place to get your barley malted. And so they gave up on that idea, but they quickly turned to the idea of using local sweet potatoes called kintoki sweet potatoes, kintoki, as an ingredient in beer, and they're roasted sweet potatoes. And so they named the beer Beniaka. Beni is Beni and Aka both have the meaning of red and kind of crimson red. So for example, in Japanese, lipstick is called kuchi beni, but primarily I think it refers to the sweet potatoes that are produced locally. And this has kind of been sort of their trademark beer. They're especially proud of this as a traditional Japanese style of beer, or ingredients in beer. And so it's an amber lager, and they call it an imperial amber lager. The alcohol is 7%, which is stronger than most imperial or most amber ales for sure. Whether it's an imperial, I don't know. On Rate Beer, it has 157 ratings, an average score of 3.08 out of 5, not terribly high, and 39 percentile for all beers, and 50 percentile for its category, which previously would have been spice, herb, or vegetable beer. The Rate Beer has changed their categories around a bit, and so it's now called flavored other, flavored-other. I kind of prefer the spice, herb, vegetable, which is a little bit more descriptive because this certainly contains vegetables. In any case, it is a 7% amber ale, and I think we should give it a go. Okay, so it pours out very dark copper, maybe brownish copper, and kind of a hefty off-white head, kind of thick and bouncy and spongy. Let's try the aroma here. A lot of sweet malt, berries, variety of berries, maybe even some cherry, maybe very light red wine. There's some yeast in the background and some kind of spice. Can't quite get it here, but the primary character here is sort of sweet berry note. Very rich, fruity initial, lots of dark fruit, some caramel, maybe some cola, Yeah, and it balances overall, I think, at the end. There's a very light alcohol note. Very slight alcohol presence in the end here. Kind of medium body, a little bit chewy. Overall, what we get is little bursts of fruit throughout the palate. So the initial, mid-palate, and final. One thing, the sweet potato, it doesn't really taste like roasted sweet potatoes, but the potato probably contributes something to the color and to the aroma. There's a bit of starchiness, I think, which I think probably starchiness and earthiness, which may come from the potatoes as well. I kind of feel it on the tongue, actually. So it's an interesting beer. And again, Coedo's rather proud of this as being a beer which has a traditional aspect to it by using the traditional Japanese sweet potatoes to it here. So if you've had pumpkin ales, or in Japan, ales made with kabocha, maybe something similar, this is a bit sweeter though and heavier for sure. So once again, this is Coedo's Beniaka, and it's their Imperial Amber Ale, 7%er. You can find this one in department store, liquor stores. I believe it is exported as well around, certainly in parts of Asia and the United States, you will find this beer. So give it a try if you happen to see it here, and let's see what you happen to think, okay? All right, well, that's it for today, and that's it for Coedo beers for a while. Thank you very much for watching. Leave some comments if you like, and please do subscribe if you'd like to watch more and learn more about Japanese beers. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.